Today I'm going to display how to offset those bill payments that you begrudge paying and empower you to keep more of your money. I'm willing to bet that you've paid for something that is not justified and is a waste of money and is totally unfair. Now, I want you to picture your bank account on payday or invoice day, and I want you to think of all the plans that you've made for your hard-earned money. Then all of a sudden, bam, you just received that annoying bill that requires you to pay within the next 14 days or else this, that and the third. Then I want you to imagine that knot in your stomach that you feel at that moment and how annoyed you feel in that moment. Now, I want you to picture, on the other hand, you receiving an untimely bill, but this time you have the know-how and the steps to be taken to not feel the full impact of that bill. This episode will give you the knowledge to empower yourself and for you to keep more of your money in your account.
Legacy is not what you do, it's what you do for the next generation. Welcome to the Money Power Legacy Show with Dwayne, the finance strategist.
Number 1, on-demand emergency car repairs. How? By utilizing the 12 months 0% APR on garage finance from Halfords. If your car requires some sort of maintenance and the bill is over £300, you can take your car to Halfords, whereby they offer a 12 months 0% APR so you can get your car back on the road and you ain't got to sacrifice another bill or go into your credit card or go and borrow money from some other means. The 0% APR can be so helpful, as paying interest on unforeseen circumstances is one of the worst payments to pay. Also, Halfords offer a free repairs check, a free battery health check, a free tyre check, a free steering and suspension check, and these things can help you forecast if your car is going to have any potential problems in the future. Also, you can check out another company by the name of QuickFit, as they offer some of the same free services. Number 2, unfair parking tickets. If you get a parking ticket, check that it's a penalty charge notice or a parking charge notice. Reason being is that parking charge notices are issued by private parking companies and their tickets are a lot harder for them to enforce. So, if you've established that you've received a parking charge notice, then challenge it within 28 days of the letter of issue and title it informal challenge. If you're rejected, then you'll receive a NTO, which is a notice to owner. Then you make a formal challenge, which gives the issuer 56 days to either continue or cancel the fine. If you're rejected again, then you're going to receive a notice of rejection. Then you can appeal to the Traffic Penalty Tribunal within 28 days of your notice of rejection. The best way to appeal this type of charge is to base it on certain grounds, if applicable. For example, are there any misleading or obscured road signage? Did the council follow the correct procedure, such as the nature of the wrongdoing? Is the date correct? Is the time correct? Who you're meant to pay this fine to? Is it clearly displayed? The price of the fine, is it actually correct? You can appeal on the grounds of the fine is too expensive. What I mean by that is, if the fine is more than the council or the issuer can fine, then you can appeal it. Or you can go for mitigating circumstances, such as your car broke down. Also, check if the issuer of the fine is part of the British Parking Association, because if they're not, then they don't have the authority to get your details from the DVLA. Also, you can always take a calculated risk and ignore it, as a private company would have to take you to the small claims court, which wouldn't be financially viable for them. Private car parks are governed by contract law, which means that when you enter into a private car park, the driver enters into a contract with the landowner, and only the driver can be issued a ticket by the private company. However, this is where it gets interesting. If they don't know who the driver was, they cannot claim the penalty. Also, they have no legal obligation to demand that you identify the driver. Also, you have no obligation to tell them who the driver was. UK contract law states they can only claim for any loss they have suffered because of your offence. they'll try and claim £100, for instance. However, the law states they are only entitled to any revenue they had lost. Number 3, expensive bank fees. Joining a credit union is a way to avoid expensive bank charges. Their overdraft fees, monthly service charge fees, transfer fees and interest rates on loans are a lot lower than your average high street bank. The most a credit union will charge on a small loan is 3% per month, which works out to 42.6% per year. You can check out their loan calculator on abcul.coop. Credit unions also provide higher interest rates on savings compared to your high street banks. Reason being is that credit unions are a non-profit organisation and all their profits are reinvested back into the credit union, and a portion of those profits are distributed by way of a yearly dividend to its members and could be as much as 3%. What is the one bill or payment that you despise paying? Put your answers in the comments below. Number 4, extended warranties. Most manufacturers' warranties cover the first year from the purchase. So most likely, when you're buying an extended warranty, you've covered the first year with the manufacturer's warranty. So potentially, you could be paying twice for your first year's warranty, which is a waste of money. A lot of extended warranties cover the repair costs only. So the cost of labour and service parts that go towards the repair is down to the policy holder, which is you. Some warranties are service contracts only, meaning they're not regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority or the Financial Ombudsman Service. What that means is if the company was to go out of business, you wouldn't be covered. The average price of a warranty can sometimes be up to half the price of the item that you bought. If you compare that to the lowering prices of appliances and you weigh it up with the likelihood of your item malfunctioning, you're better off repairing the item at the time or replacing the item totally. Or another option would be to buy the item with your credit card. Reason being is if the item is over £100 and under £30,000, then you're covered by Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act. Even if you buy the item online, in store, over the phone, or even by mail order, as long as the item was delivered to a UK address, then you can put in a claim to your credit card company for a breach or a misrepresentation by the retailer or the trader that you bought the item from. Number 5, cable or Sky TV. There are so many streaming services available that you can now customize your own TV package at a lower price point without Sky or cable TV. For example, instead of paying your monthly subscription for Sky TV, instead you could buy an access pass for Sky TV from Now TV, which will give you daily, weekly and monthly viewing options at $9.99 for the day, $14.99 for the week and $5.99 for the month, which is a lot cheaper, and plus you're paying for what you actually watch. If you think about it, once upon a time you needed cable or Sky to watch your favourite shows, and watching on any other network could take weeks or even months. Nowadays you can get most shows on Netflix, for example, for $9.99 a month, or Amazon Prime for $7.99 a month, or Disney Plus for $7.99 a month. Even Apple TV offer a subscription service for $4.99 a month. Most Sky or cable packages are 12, 18 and sometimes 24-month contracts, which doesn't really give you much flexibility. Number 6, mobile phone insurance. How likely you think you will make a claim will determine if you need mobile phone insurance. Potentially, you could be paying for something which is not required by law, and in the best case scenario, you don't make a claim, as that will increase your premium for the next year. A more efficient option would be to save that money that you would have used for the mobile phone insurance and place it into a separate account and use that as your mobile phone insurance. Also, Check out with your bank if they offer mobile phone insurance within their bank account packages. One of the cheapest options to buy mobile phone insurance is to become your own mobile phone technician. This can be done by utilizing websites such as ifixit.com. They can help you repair your iPhone or your Android phone. ifixit.com has repair guides, an answer forum, a store for you to buy tools and parts to fix your Android or your iPhone. If you lose your phone, one of the cheapest and safest ways for you to replace it is to buy a used phone on eBay via PayPal. That way, if the phone is faulty or you don't receive it, you can get your money back. Number 7, office software and file storage space. Google Drive offers 15 gigabytes of free storage space. All you need to do is sign up for a Gmail account. However, any and all Google products such as Google Drive, Google Photos, Gmail that you use on that account will count towards your 15 gigabytes of free storage space. Google Workspace has a free version of applications that can store and share files. It can secure data. It can help you collaborate on documents and spreadsheets with or without the internet, all free of charge. Number 8, phone calls to businesses. Many businesses still use 084 numbers and 087 numbers because it's an income stream and it can be used to offset their running costs. These numbers have 2 costs that you pay. 1, which is the service charge, and 2, which is the access charge. Service charges for 084 numbers can be anywhere from 0 to 7p per minute. For access charges, it can be anywhere from 8p to 65p per minute. These are separate costs that you pay. And for 087 numbers, service charges can be anywhere from 0 to 13p per minute, and for access charges can be anywhere from 8p to 65p per minute. Now, the way for you to avoid these costs is for you to use the We Queue For You app. This app will put you through to call centres without queuing and will provide a free call on most 084 and 087 numbers from the UK. Number 9, hidden investment fees. When investing in stock for the long term, look at the expense ratio as that will determine your return on your investment. For example, a 2% expense ratio on a 20-year investment can be a 15 grand difference on your return on your investment. For example, say a 10 grand investment that's giving you on average a 10% yearly gain with an expense ratio of 2.5%. After 20 years of investment, that would give you 46,022 pence. Now, if you used to do that same investment that's giving you an average of a 10% yearly gain, but this time you used to change the expense ratio to 0.5%, after 20 years of investment, that would give you 61 grand and 159 pounds. That's a 15 grand and 132 pounds difference. Now that means if you used to choose the investment with the 2.5% expense ratio, you would have lost out on over 15 grand. That's the seriousness of expense ratios. Number 10, storage units. The first 2 questions to ask yourself when it comes to paying for storing items is 1, how long will it take for these rental fees to equal to the amount that I paid for the items that I'm storing? And 2, does this rental help me generate income? If your rental fees adds up to the price of the items that you're storing in a short space of time, then you're better off looking for alternative options. For example, see if you can store the items on shelving units, plastic bins, crates, any type of alternative that can stop you from paying those rental fees. An even better option is to declutter, sell, or give away any items that you're not using. Number 11, house hacking. This method can be used in multiple ways to reduce your mortgage or rent, or it can even give you a free place to live. One way is commercial mixed-use property. seek out a commercial mixed-use property whereby you live in a property and your rent or mortgage is covered by the money that you receive from renting out the commercial space within that property. And depending on the layout of the property, you might be able to rent out a room or a floor within that property. So now you can offset your housing costs by the revenue that you're generating within that property. The commercial space can be advertised as a ghost kitchen to those that already have the Deliveroo, Uber Eats and Just Eat set up. That way you can gain a regular income. Also, to gain a regular income, you could promote it to after school clubs, churches and even multi-level marketing companies because they all need venues. Also, you could promote it as a business pop-up shop. You could promote it as a co-working space. Number 12, being disorganized. The implications of being disorganized can result in you paying late fees, bank fees, tax penalties and cancellation fees. These are just a few examples of what being disorganized can cost you. A good way for you to resolve this is to use the reminder section on your phone, also the notes and the calendar section, and use that as a daily guide for you to get things done. Also, you can use online tools such as Asana and Trello to boost your organizational skills. Also, another good idea is if you set schedules and deadlines, that way you can prioritize your tasks. Also, when it comes down to the everyday items that you use, put them in a place where you use them so you don't waste time looking for them. If you can break down tasks into smaller chunks, that way it's seen as more doable. If you also ask yourself why you need to be more organized, this will give you the incentive for you to create your own organizational system. Remember, if you can manage your time effectively, this will save you time and money. Now that you have 12 ways to offset those unwanted payments, empower yourself with my free Money Translator flashcards. Click the link in the description because money has a language that we will translate. Until the next time.